everybody. This week's productivity enhancer is called Creating Complex Sketch Entities. Here we are in SolidWorks 2013, and if you're just upgrading from 2012 or earlier, then you'll notice a few different things. I myself have just upgraded to 2013, so I'm working out the bugs with figuring out where everything is myself. However, we're going to bring you some good tips on complex sketch entities in SolidWorks 2013 nonetheless. The part I'm going to create is a bracket. So we're just going to open up a sketch on the front plane and grab the circle tool, and from the origin just grab a circle and then make a smaller one out to the side. So we're going to add a relation here. We want this point and this point to be horizontal, and we also want a center line going through the two circles. So now we're going to dimension these circles here. This one I want to be 25 millimeters, and this one I want to be 17 millimeters. This connection line needs to be 40 millimeters. So let's zoom in now. We can move these dimensions around just like in SolidWorks 2012. So we'll hit escape, and next we'll box select these two circles, and we're going to hit the offset entities and make an offset entity of 3 millimeters. And both of those circles now have an offset of 3. You can go ahead and accept that. Next we're going to grab the rectangle, and we're going to zoom in a little bit here, and I'll just draw a rectangle until it is coincident with the inner circle. So now we need to get rid of the material inside of the circle. We can contour select to select which part of this rectangle we want to keep, or we can use a new feature that's called the power trim, and that's under the trim entities, and you see the first selection is the power trim, and this is a really cool tool. And all you do is click once with your mouse, hold it, and drag it over all of the entities that you want to disappear. And if you want to reverse, you can just go back over it and it will return. So we also want to get rid of that one, and we're good. And now we can mirror this to make the other side of our bracket. So we can accept that, and we grab our mirror entities, and we can box select this rectangle here, and we can make sure that all of those lines are selected. Add a reference dimension, select them in the box select, and we're going to mirror about this center line, and that geometry is mirrored. We can go ahead and accept it, and then use our power trim tool and trim away these parts, accept it, and then we can move these parts in, and as you can see, they mirror one another even as we move them. Now if we want to mirror this entity over here on this circle, we can use the dynamic mirroring tool, which is a really cool addition to this program. So let's go ahead and accept this, and our dynamic mirror tool is under Tools, Sketch Tools, Dynamic Mirror. And now if we grab our line tool and zoom out a little bit, you can see that our geometry is already inferenced based on the other side that's being mirrored. So once that dotted line shows up, we can just drag our line out, and you can see that our geometry is being mirrored as we sketch. And there you go. All that's left is to trim away the parts that we don't want. And that's the dynamic mirror tool. So we can accept that trim, and now we need to add some tangent lines, which is very simple. We can just grab right on the top, and there you go. Now you can also use the dynamic mirror tool for this, so let's go ahead and undo and grab the dynamic mirror tool again and pull it out the back side as well. We're going to mirror about the center line. So there you see we have our bracket. Once we draw this tangent window in this central part, it'll show up on the bottom. So what we're going to do is do our offset. And that's it for our sketch. So now we can accept our line, and now the last thing that we need to do is fully define the sketch. Just right click, fully define the sketch. 3 millimeters. And that's going to ask us all entities. So let's just calculate all of those. And as you can see, all of our dimensions are there for us. So let's accept that, and if you don't like where these dimensions are placed, you can always move them just like in SolidWorks 2012, and we can always grab the point and move it to a different location. So we can have that dimension instead of the full one from center to end. So let's just clean this up a little bit. There we go. So let's accept that. So if you add too many dimensions, then SolidWorks gives you the option to or add a driving dimension and let SolidWorks sort it out later. So let's leave this dimension driving, hit OK, and you can see we come up with an unsolvable error here. So let's go ahead and use our sketch expert, and by clicking diagnose, SolidWorks is going to diagnose all of the dimensions that do not fit within our sketch. So we're going to click OK. This may take some time, and if we take a look at our results, you can see that we have 6 dimensions that require solutions, and you can just flip through them and it shows you which one is wrong. So if we just accept all of those, then the sketch now can find a valid solution. So we accept it, and now everything is fully defined. So our sketch is fully trimmed and fully defined. Now we need to make a 3D sketch out of it. So let's exit our sketch, and now we can use our contour select tool, which is right here, and we can select which contours we would like to extrude, and then we can manipulate the geometry that way. So we're just going to select this one right here and control and hit this one, and with the arrow we can pull it out as far as we want or leave it as close as we want. And then with the contour select tool still chosen, choose the middle part here, and we can drag that out as big or as thin as we like it as well. I'm going to do the same on the back here. This one. And accept. So we can box select our fillets as well. We want these 4. We want it to be 2 millimeters, so we can accept that. And now we have fillets around all the sharp edges. So let's zoom around so we can see this. Now we need to exit the sketch, and if we just click on the top of this, you see an arrow shows up, and we can just remove all of that material by pushing the arrow straight back. And there you go. We have a window through the center of this bracket with features that have been mirrored and entities that have been trimmed, all using new and excellent tools in SolidWorks 2013. So next time you work with complex sketch entities, go ahead and use these tools if you have SolidWorks 2013 already installed, and it should be a breeze. Thanks for watching.